The story begins in a beautiful field with a close-up shot of a flower. A honeybee lands on it. Teddy and Don watch closely. Teddy explains how bees collect pollen and drop it on other flowers to make food for humans. But then, something bad is happening. Teddy says bees are dying everywhere. Don asks why, and Teddy replies that it's part of a huge conspiracy. He believes the biggest companies in the world are doing this intentionally to control the global food supply. Then, he drops another shocking claim. He doesn't believe humans truly control Earth. Some higher forces or aliens do. Teddy tells Don they must work together to fight back. He's done deep research and is ready to act. From that day on, Teddy makes Don his partner and begins training him. They run, exercise, and follow a bizarre training routine to prepare for a fight against what Teddy calls alien enemies. When Don asks why they have to train so hard, Teddy says their enemies will try to weaken their minds and bodies, so they must stay strong. He tells Don to remove every distraction, no smoking, no gaming, no phones, unless it's for research related to their mission. Don is nervous. Everyone thinks he's just a regular kid. But Teddy reassures him, saying he's smart, brave, and capable. He hugs Don and says, "You're my best friend, and everything I do is to protect you." Next, Teddy brings out a chemical injection. He claims it will stop all human desires, since aliens supposedly use desires to control people. Believing him, Don takes the shot. Meanwhile, their target, Michelle, is practicing a speech. She looks tired, but heads to her office anyway. That same night, Teddy and Don put on suits and wait outside her house. When she returns, they suddenly attack. Michelle fights back hard. She knocks Don out with a single punch. Teddy tries using pepper spray, but Michelle kicks him into the bushes. As she tries to escape, she suddenly collapses. Teddy had secretly injected her with a drug to make her sleep. The two cousins drag her to a car and drive away. They kidnapped Michelle because Teddy believes she's an alien. In the car, he tells Don to shave her head because he thinks aliens use hair as antennas to communicate and track people. Don, terrified but obedient, shaves her head. They take her to an abandoned house and lock her in the basement. They burn her clothes and all her devices, then apply a strange white cream on her body. Teddy says the cream will block her nervous system. She may look human, but she's alien inside. When Michelle wakes up, she finds herself tied to a bed, bald, covered in white paste. Teddy and Don stand over her, both wearing suits. Scared and confused, Michelle asks if she's in a hospital. Teddy calmly says she's at the resistance base. His mood swings between polite and aggressive. He accuses her of being an alien, trying to enslave Earth. Michelle, shocked, insists she's human. She warns them that she's a CEO and that the FBI and police will find them soon. She even offers a deal. If they let her go, she won't press charges. Teddy laughs, calling it a performance. He shows her pictures as proof and gives her an ultimatum. She has until the upcoming eclipse to confess. He claims she's responsible for the death of their parents and the destruction of their family farm. After leaving her, Teddy and Don celebrate their success. But as days pass, Teddy's anxiety grows. News spreads about Michelle's disappearance, and he starts to lose control. Michelle refuses to eat, angering him even more. He becomes violent and forces her to record a confession. Michelle reluctantly says, "Yes, I'm an alien," but it sounds fake. Teddy shouts at her to stop acting. She pleads, "It sounds fake because I'm human. How can I confess to something I'm not?" That pushes Teddy over the edge. Michelle calmly says, "Teddy, you have a mental issue. I'm a psychiatrist. I can help you. You're getting lost in fake stuff online. There are no aliens." Her rational words make Teddy furious. He snaps and slaps her. Don stands frozen, horrified by what his cousin has become. When he admits the injection is giving him hallucinations, Teddy ignores him, obsessed only with breaking Michelle. Teddy builds a torture machine that crushes Michelle's head. She screams in pain and begs for mercy. He demands she confess again. When she does out of fear, he laughs and increases the pressure until the machine breaks. He points to her body and says, "See? A human would have burned alive. She just fainted." That proves she's alien royalty. The next day, Teddy treats her like a guest, ties her to a chair, and serves dinner. Even though she's injured, he starts talking about bees again. Why kill them? Michelle answers calmly. Bees help humanity selflessly, and without them, there'd be no food. When Teddy insists the aliens caused this, Michelle mysteriously says, The bees will come back in even greater numbers. Then she mentions Teddy's mother. She says she was part of a failed medical trial, an experiment for drug addiction recovery. Outraged, Teddy screams, "Don't say her name! You killed her!" Michelle softly replies, "It was a mistake, but we tried to pay for it." Teddy explodes. Money doesn't fix death, and chokes her in rage. Dawn tries to stop him and Michelle breaks free just as a police officer arrives outside. The officer had been investigating her disappearance and now suspects Teddy. Downstairs, Dawn guards Michelle with a gun. Michelle begs him to stop Teddy, telling him his cousin is dragging him into darkness. Dawn, confused and scared, asks if she's truly an alien. Michelle says yes, and that she has a spaceship. She promises to take Dawn with her if he lets her go. Conflicted and broken, Dawn whispers, "Tell Teddy I love him," then shoots himself. The officer hears the gunshot, but is ambushed and killed by Teddy before he can act. Teddy rushes downstairs, devastated by Dawn's death. Enraged, he points the gun at Michelle. She stops him by saying, "We have the cure, and your mother is still alive." Stunned, Teddy listens as Michelle reveals the medicine was part of an alien experiment to enhance human genes. She says she has an antidote that can wake his mother from her coma. Teddy ties her up, takes the antidote, and rushes to the hospital. He injects it into his mother's IV, but instead of waking up, she convulses and dies painfully. Teddy collapses in shock, realizing Michelle tricked him. While he's gone, Michelle frees herself using Dawn's keys. She finds Teddy's research and learns the truth about the failed experiments. When Teddy returns, she doesn't run. She waits for him. This time, her tone changes completely. She explains the real history of Earth. The 75th alien group discovered the planet during the dinosaur era, but accidentally unleashed a virus that wiped them out. Out of guilt, they created humans to help heal the planet, but humans turned destructive and cruel. Michelle says the aliens have been debating whether to save or destroy humankind. She wanted to protect Earth's people, but Teddy ruined everything. Now, she warns, the final decision happens tomorrow, during the eclipse. If Teddy doesn't help her complete the mission, the aliens will wipe out humanity. Broken and purposeless, Teddy agrees. On the night of the eclipse, Michelle takes him to her office. She opens a secret device hidden inside a calculator. It's actually a control unit for a teleporter hidden in the cupboard. Teddy insists on going first. He doesn't trust her. As the countdown begins, he secretly plans to destroy the machine to save Earth. When the teleporter activates, the whole place explodes. Michelle wakes up in an ambulance after the blast. She overhears that the bomber's body hasn't been found. She removes her IV, escapes, and returns to the ruins of her office. The cupboard still stands. Michelle steps inside and vanishes. The next scene reveals her aboard a spaceship. She meets other aliens and presents her report. They conclude that humans are still as foolish and self-destructive as ever, just like Teddy. When they ask why she lost contact, she explains that Teddy shaved off her hair, which truly was an antenna. Now, the alien leaders order her to destroy humanity. Michelle walks to a massive machine and presses a glowing button. On Earth, waves of energy spread silently. Everywhere it passes, humans collapse and die. Within minutes, the planet falls silent. No cities, no voices, no humans. Only animals remain. The credits roll over a peaceful image of a bee sitting on a flower. As Michelle once told Teddy, the bees return in great numbers. Humanity is gone, and nature finally heals. The movie ends with a haunting image of a world beautifully alive, but entirely human-free.